People ask me all the time what I mix Total ISO at. Honestly, I mix it with everything. Water, egg whites.
What the Jay?
Capone, Daisy!
Jay, seriously? Don't.
All right, guys, Dayman Max 6. We are back on Jaytv, and we have a brand new Muscle Beach TV interview with you guys. Champ, we're lining them up, man, the stars on the channel. Regan Grimes, welcome to Jaytv, man.
Hey, thank you for having me on here.
Hey, Regan, we had the most requests for you to be on the channel, by the way.
Really? Nope. That's awesome.
So you've gone further than Canada for your fan base, that's for sure.
What do you think about that?
Pretty awesome.
So all the way from Canada, of course, you were talking to Regan. It's been a while since we got to see you in Cali, man. I think you came here a few months ago, trained with Psycho Fitness, but I missed you. So we really wanted to have you on the channel and catch up with you and see what's going on in these crazy times. And so thanks for coming on. Big J, I'm going to let you
hope these borders open up
for respect.
over there. You know?
So, Regan, we've known each other a minute. We got to meet early on in your career. You were still a kid, even though you're still a kid now. You're 26 today. We met in Brazil unexpectedly. I know you were being coached by our good friend Chris at the time. And, he had told me about this young kid from Canada he was helping, and the buzz started to happen. But we met in the gym. I was in the gym doing cardio, and you were in there. I don't know if you were working out or doing cardio or something, right?
Yeah, one of my last cardios. I think we were 2 days from the show. It was late. It was really late.
Yeah, well, with those time change, and I know, I'd asked you, hey, I don't know if you were posing or whatever there, but, you came out victorious. I mean, you got your pro card there. Mm-hmm. Talk a little bit about that experience. I mean, coming up as a kid, I know you were into motocross, which I want to ask you too, because I know you're still riding. You're riding a 450, I think, right now?
Yeah, last year for my birthday, I went out and bought a bike just like sporadically. I was like, I've always missed it, and like I love racing and the adrenaline you get from it. But now I just have to take it easy because it's not worth getting hurt.
Well, I mean, you started off as motocross, so that's kind of how you got into weight training, right? I mean, I rode ATV. I wanted to be a professional ATV rider. So tell me how you got started and why you got into weight training.
Yeah, so I mean, I raced motocross. My dad actually raced motocross when he was younger, so he got us onto them, and pretty much got serious. Every weekend we'd be traveling to the races. But as it went on and on, the injuries got more severe. Like as you got faster, you get more injuries. So it just got to that time where we were just giving it up, and I needed to put my energy, into something else. And I found the gym, and I just fell in love with it. So we just after racing motocross, I started training more and more. And then I went to college, met some friends there that actually competed. And, I wasn't into it at first. I just liked working out, and they always trying to tell me to, do a show. I'm like, no. And then eventually, they convinced me to do one. And after that, it was just over. I was looking for the next one and the next one. And,
well, let me ask you this. What was the first dirt bike you rode? What size?
I think it was a 125, but just like the off-road, I can't even remember.
The enduro one with
pro bike, yeah.
And so you were, you wanted to do that, and you were crashing. Is that what the injuries were coming from?
Yeah. So some pretty bad injuries. I ruptured my spleen, had the bars go right in my stomach, and then I broke my left arm, and I sprained my left ankle, which was worse than a break. But So kind of those were my 3 injuries. Then I probably concussion in there. They don't know about it, but you hit your head pretty hard when you come down.
Yeah, but Regan, I see a lot of pictures from you from early on, and you had a pretty good physique, like pretty far back. What age were some of those pictures floating I've seen?
Yeah, pretty far. I guess that in high school, like grade 11, grade 12, was when I got into the gym. I actually did my last year 4-credit co-op, so I did in the gym. So I was cleaning the gym, spending my time there, kind of just loving the gym. I don't know. Yeah.
Well, you had a good physique, man. Dave, you're gonna dig up those pictures for us to
I am.
share.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Send some. Especially the motocross one. That'd be good.
And so you started competing on the local level in Canada. You said you went to the Arnold Classic, Ohio. Okay,
Yeah.
with your mindset on that. That was the level you were at. And what was your expectation leading to Ohio? That was 2016.
Yeah, so 2015, just taking it back 1 year, I did the Canadian Nationals with Chris as well. And that was we did about 12 weeks into that. And I got 6th place in the men's, was it men's super heavyweight? I'm pretty sure.
How old, Regan?
Geez, I would have been, I think 20.
Wow.
21, 20 or 21? Yeah, 21, she said. And so I got 6th place. So that meant that I would have to go back and do a level 2 show, top 5, to go back to the nationals because I didn't get in the top 5. And I was like, oh man, I'm not waiting another year to go back. So I think it was the Arnold's was about 6-7 months after the nationals. So getting 6th there, and I just went straight back to the gym, went right back to work, and got 2nd place at the Arnold Classic, Ohio, to some big Russian guy. And then he earned his pro card. So then it was 2 or 3 weeks later, there was the Brazil Arnold where I met you there, and earned my pro card there in the men's super heavyweight. Yeah. Wow. I think I was 230, 231.
I was going to ask, yeah. Nice. Wow.
Yeah.
That's a pretty fast start.
It was crazy. The experience in Brazil, no one spoke much English, getting around, getting your food. Actually, a funny story. I remember when we got to Brazil, I was eating a ton of oatmeal. So every carb was pretty much oatmeal. So we get there, we get to the grocery store, we go and we buy I don't know, it was 20 packs of this oatmeal or whatever. We get back to the room, I start making it, and I'm like, wow, this is the best oatmeal I've ever had in my life. It's super, just the texture of it was great. And all of a sudden I take my pictures, and after every meal, you got to take your pictures for Chris and every little lighting, it's pretty funny. Totally, I started, looking worse and worse and worse. I'm like, geez, what is going on? Now we're 48 hours out from the show, and I look my absolute worst. I look just total water. I mean, from the travel, from this oatmeal. Well, we realized that the oatmeal had milk in it.
Oh.
You couldn't read it because it wasn't on the label. But in Portuguese or whatever the language is. So quickly we switched to rice and potatoes, and within a couple of 24 hours we were looking good again and losing some of that water. But that was it was a freaky thing. We didn't know what was going on. But
wow. Regan, can I ask you it's kind of a big trip for someone who's just getting started in the sport to go all the way to Brazil to earn your card. What kind of work were you doing back then? And it must have cost you a fortune to go compete over there.
Oh, geez. Yeah, it was. I do remember. I was just kind of putting everything I had into this. So it was pretty much, I wasn't saving any money at all, but just putting everything I had into it, just kind of making it happen. Because I was like, geez, I got 2nd place to the guy that earned his pro card. And I was like, if he wasn't there, I would have won. So let's go to the next one. In Australia, I think was in between there or a week after.
Yeah.
So it was either that or Brazil, and Brazil seemed to be the one we did. So it was hard because we had to get a visa too.
Oh.
Go there from Canada because it's not open.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which you don't need, by the way. They stopped doing the visas now, of course.
You don't need that now?
No, right? You don't need to do it anymore. So did you have the gym at this time? I know you own a gym up there, Regan. So what's the name of your gym?
Flexplex Muscle and Fitness.
Okay.
Yeah, so actually at that time, I was pretty much just running the gym, and Victoria and I. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So you used to manage the gym before you bought it?
No, no, like I owned it. I owned it, and I was just working there and managing it pretty much.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see. Okay, okay. Wow,
Yeah.
that's early to own a gym.
So your training is still happening right now, right? That's pretty much, you're in the gym each day. You haven't really missed a beat, huh?
Yeah, pretty much.
Lucky you.
Yeah, I've got the gym there. I'm able to go, get the session in and get the training, which is nice. But it's definitely different without the people there. Like the vibe is different, but it's nice to be able to get it done. That's for sure.
And so you're in Canada. I know you travel all around. I mean, traveling's become a major part. How have you adapted to that? Still being the younger guy in the business. I know you spent some time in California. I know you tossed back and forth about maybe transitioning to California. What was it like when you first went to Venice, California? Like the first time you walked in Gold's Venice, what feeling did you get when you walked in there?
That was surreal. There's the energy, the people, it was a really cool experience. I think, Dave, you were there probably one of the first or second days there, you're always there. So that was cool.
Is that what we filmed with Cody and Sergio? Do you remember that shoot, the leg workout?
The first time,
Yeah.
like my first visit down there. Yeah. So that was really cool. Just being around other people that are, also, like-minded professionals, and they're, bodybuilding, they're trying to be better. It was cool. It's expensive though.
It's pretty easy to get sucked in though, right? When you have the gym and then you walk right down the block, you got the firehouse, and right?
I know. It's a lifestyle. It's pretty cool. But
Regan, I want to talk about. I mean, obviously, we're both from Canada, from small town, and you obviously you made a career in bodybuilding early on, but was it hard? Because it was really hard for me. That's why I'm asking. But was it hard for you to actually venture out of California, see the world, not just California, but you've been a lot of places, and see what else is out there, and be able to go back home and be okay to be there? I don't understand it because I'm different, and I'm sure Jay feels the same way too. But I know you have your gym over there and you have your family and all that stuff. But is it hard for you to go back over there and be as motivated as you would be somewhere else?
Yeah, I feel like, first things is like the cost of living in California. The place to go is probably, or the dream as a bodybuilder is to go to California, train at Gold's, live that lifestyle. It's very, very expensive. And probably the first time I went down there was no way I would be able to afford it. But, I enjoy the travel. I love going down there. But as years went on, I actually, I don't mind where I am. I'm really happy. So I love going down, but coming financially and everything, I'm better off where I am.
Is that the only reason though?
I don't know. I'm happy here. Like I got a, beautiful house with the wife, got the gym. The gym definitely was something that kept me back here as well. During the times where I thought I'd want to be there, I'd have to come back. Cause there was about 2 or 3 months where, Victoria and I packed up and we went to LA. We were going to see how long we could stay. And, we did love it, but I think home is here, at least for now. So, yeah. You're
a better person than I am.
Dave packed up his car and he never looked back, and I think he's never been back to Canada since.
I bought a piece of crap car with no spare tire in the trunk, and I drove 3,000 miles and never went back.
So Regan, what did you get positive out of training in California that you might not have got if you didn't venture out of Canada? Because listen, your career is similar to mine. I came from Massachusetts. I went back and forth to California, but I didn't want to make the move because I was so afraid of, okay, I'm not going to be in the groove. But I loved training at Gold's Venice back in the day. What positive things came out of California that you could really, did it motivate you more? Did you see your potential more? Or did you say, hey, I can capitalize more where I'm living? Because I see that the guys don't work as hard as me on all aspects.
Right. I think when you were going there, the magazines and stuff, right? Like it's so different now with business and social media. You can do it from anywhere, which is, you might not be able to what do they say? Collaborate, do things with other athletes, being home here because there isn't other professionals as many. But at Golds, yeah, you can go down there. You can hang out and do videos with other people, and that's always fun. But I feel like my focus is just much better back home here. It's just very much I'm like leveled out. I got the house, got the gym, and I just stay in this circle, and I just keep getting the work done. So hopefully that pays off.
Well, simplicity was always the answer to my success, right? But because I see you as kind of an entrepreneur like I was, right? But you have a lot more in front of you than I had. Like the social media world, between your YouTube channel and all your branding, you do clothing brand, you do your ebooks. I mean, you have everything. So talk a little bit about how you manage that and how much Victoria comes into play with that, with knowing that whole system.
I guess it's just kind of going above and beyond, because we could get, we could just wake up every day, eat my meals, go to the gym, and come back and sit. But you pretty much just, you got to wake up, you got to be motivated to pull out the camera and, get that content, because, some days you might not feel like it, but, it's the job, and, that's half of it nowadays, right? Because if you're not putting yourself out there, there is no money being made. There's no business. There's like, I always try to think about your career when you were coming up. Like, you might not have had Instagram, but you were doing DVDs. You were doing other things. You were doing as many. You're going to guest poses, doing as many things as you could, which is really cool. I mean, it's just a different time. And I mean, now you're on both of them. You're doing them now too.
What do you think you have the most fun doing, Regan? Is it training? Is it competing? Or is it the social media aspect? It's a hard question.
Well, I think you gotta love them all, kind of like them all, pretty evenly, I would say. Like, I love the process of competing, and then kind of capturing that process. So through social media, and kind of like being relatable to other people that are going through the same thing. And I think, I kind of like them all. I don't know.
It has to be a funner side to it, though. You have to do you like watching your body change?
Yeah.
Do you actually like getting on stage and competing with the guys? Because I just saw you compete last year when you were overseas. You were having fun on stage. Or do you like all the pumping up the social and hyping it up and learning how your fans react to, because it's amazing with one touch today, one minute to minute, the fans can see you, right? So when you post your tanning bed pictures, the famous tanning bed pictures, do you get excited when you post those to see the reaction, what the fans are going to say?
I do, for sure. Yeah, I do. But I think there's no better feeling than competing and getting up on the stage and putting all that hard work to see if you won, because they always want to be the best. And obviously my goal and dream is to be the Mr. Olympia one day. So that's what
I was just gonna ask you. I've been doing this on the show.
What a tease.
You're one of the fortunate people that have come to my house and you have held this Sandow trophy. I blessed you with greatness.
I hope I can hold one of those. That's for sure. Jeez.
Regan, I'm glad you talked about this, because I mean, even though you're so young, you caught on really quickly about the whole business side of bodybuilding. And I was going to ask you, when did you actually make that flip? When did you turn that switch on? And I'm sure Jay was some sort of blueprint for you to follow and stuff. But when did you actually say, this is a real business? I want to make money with this. I want to set my future. Do you remember when when you turned on that switch and what made it happen for you?
I think 2014. I was 19, maybe.
Really?
19,
Let
maybe.
Victoria come in here, because I need to ask her a couple questions. Hide from the camera.
Yeah. I started my first little company when I was, I think, 19, and I was a manager at a supplement company. So I worked at a supplement store.
Hi.
There she is.
There she is.
Dark hair.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, darker now.
Yeah.
Yeah, looks good.
Face.
Yeah. So I started a company. It was called Boom Watches. So they were these little like silicone watches. They said Boom on them.
You had T-shirts.
And T-shirts and stuff like that. So it's kind of like a fitness brand. I know I was 19. I was young, but it was just something fun that I tried to start up. It lasted about a year and a half, 2 years. But
I feel like you made the switch to like thinking that bodybuilding was going to be like your future career when you were like once you went pro. That was kind of when you had the confidence that you were like, okay, like I can actually make this a career, make this something that I can continue on with, right? Yeah,
because once I turned pro, then I mean I was doing all the social media leading up. I was doing YouTube. I was doing trying to show the prep and which is half of it. But when I turned pro, is when I got my first real contract with a brand. So
let me ask you this: did you two talk about? Did you actually pick Jay's brain to ask him some advice? Because a lot of time people will do that, especially if they have the chance to meet him in his house or whatever. They'll pick his brain about business. Did you do that, or do you remember that conversation, Jay? No.
Oh yeah, well, we talked a lot about different, making moves and decisions and stuff, and I really appreciate that. It's always it's awesome to obviously get knowledge from the best. So
nice.
Yeah.
So is Victoria the genius behind the camera a lot of times when you're filming some of this off the wall stuff? I know you have a few camera people out there. So Victoria, talk about the importance of showing Regan's personality. Like I saw you squatting, you and another girl on like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do a lot of it behind the scenes, but Regan also is like really, you take a lot of initiative to do it yourself as well. Like I would say it's kind of like half and half. Like during prep, I would say is when you really kind of get that tunnel vision of like, hey, this is what I'm doing. We've had camera people in the past that have helped us a lot, but more so with the shows, I feel like it's easier for me to do just because I'm always with you.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like you still do take a lot of the initiative yourself to be like, hey, this is what I want to do. But it's definitely more like me pulling at you when you're deeper into prep because your energy isn't necessarily as high. Yeah. But I would say, honestly, when it comes to like social media and getting content, like Regan is very, very driven himself. Like I feel like we work well as a team, but I don't feel like I need to like push him at all. I feel like he's very like set in what he wants and he has like kind of a goal and a vision. I'm just almost like an asset to what you're already kind of doing for yourself.
But you post, Regan, what I notice is you have a rotation, so you don't leave anything, like you don't leave anything out. So you're posting on a daily basis. How important is like, I understand Instagram, right? Yeah. Do you do TikTok too?
I have it, but I haven't really used it. It keeps getting
flagged. We don't understand how to use it.
Like, I don't really understand it very well. Do you use TikTok or?
You know what? In the beginning, I mean, they verified me and whatnot, but I think it's a lot of it's to music, and I see too much dancing, and you know me, I'm not gonna put that stuff in. I mean, I think the squatting with the girls would have been a great TikTok.
Right. I guess it's different content for.
I try to convince you to do stuff too.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to do the quality.
I think it could be fun, but I mean, yeah, it's different. You definitely post different things on the different.
I saw the light switch challenge, the light switch thing you guys did though.
But we didn't put it on TikTok. We didn't. It wouldn't. Every time we put it on TikTok, it would get flagged and taken down. I think because like Regan was in women's clothing. I don't really know.
Yeah, I have some weird rules.
So just Regan, how important is your YouTube channel? How much do you try to load with your YouTube channel weekly?
When I'm in prep, I mean, I've done some crazy ones like, I always do the countdown. You're 12 weeks out, 10 weeks out. But I think I did like 60 days to a show. Every single day I uploaded a video. That was probably the most I did. But I would say two videos, 3 videos a week going into a show. And then off season, I would say 1 to 2 a week I try to put out.
And who edits the videos?
I do, actually. I'm editing them right now. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I help things.
Yeah, you do some too.
Taking the credit.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll like chop it for me. The stuff.
We have like a process.
Again,
I like to do the initial chopping.
Yeah.
And then he'll do like the final touches and adding the music and stuff.
Just
I wanted to ask you. Go ahead, Regan. Go ahead.
Oh no, I'm just saying for the editing part, you'll be talking like with the camera, and it'll be like and all those, you got to cut all those out, So
you guys as a couple, do you find that people are are drawn to you guys as a couple? Do you see a lot of couples that reach out and say, well, the couple goals kind of thing? Because I know you guys train with each other sometimes, or you train around. And I know, Victoria, you've competed before. I don't know if you have lately, but you know, I know you have that love and the passion for the fitness thing too. So do you find that people are attracted to that couple goal thing?
Yes, I would say so.
Yeah.
I feel like, because like a lot of the times, because like people, at least people who are both like fitness minded or like into fitness themselves, because they find it, again, it's relatable, because them and their partner, they're also working out. It's like something that they kind of aspire to be. Like sometimes we'll see younger couples that we like there's like one couple out at the gym in particular that really like reminds us of like us being when we were young. You know what I mean? Cool. So it's kind of cool to see, and like you can tell like that we inspire them, which is like a cool feeling. So I would say for some people, for sure. I guess it depends on what their definition of like a goal is. Yeah.
And what age did you guys start dating at?
You just turned 20?
Yeah.
I'm a year older, so I just turned 21. He had just turned 20.
It was 6 years, 6.5.
7 years, yeah.
Did you guys meet at the gym?
Well, kind of. We met like so I was working at a bar. He was working at a bar. I was working at a supplement store. Regan was actually the manager at the supplement store there. And then I was also working at a gym. I had like 3 jobs at this time.
And I trained
there. He was training there. And then we were both just getting into fitness, and we were working under the same coach. So it was like so many things that brought us together.
So no choice. No choice.
And was his goal from day one to be the best bodybuilder in the world?
You were definitely very focused. And especially because like, no one really did, like in our area, people competed and did bodybuilding, but it was like quite new, especially to your family, because coming, I'm sure you relate, coming from a small town, it's like, you're just devoting all your time and energy and money into working out. I think that at one point, like you were always so focused, like that was kind of like, you were like, I'm going to do this. But people were kind of like nervous, because it was like,
you didn't know like how you make money in it, or is it, can you make a career of it? You know, it's kind of putting everything in one basket, but it was like, you know, it's what I wanted. So, and I didn't focus on like, oh, you know, hopefully I make this much money or do this or that. It was just like, let's do the process, let's do the next show, and let's do my best and just go from there. So it was like show after show, doing what you had to do, you know, and eventually it just came to where it became a career, which was my dream. So, yeah.
Have you already done more in your career, Regan, than you were expected to at this age?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I didn't think it could come to this.
I mean, you just built a beautiful new home. I know what that's like. I mean, bodybuilding gave me like the finances to do my first home when I bought in California, and then of course I moved to Vegas. But like, how much did that mean to you, be able to move into a, like, I guess it would be considered kind of a dream home, right?
Really the best feeling ever. Yeah. I didn't know, like, while we were even doing it, I couldn't believe that it was actually happening, you know, until we're in here, we slept here first night, you know, we're like, holy wow. Even a couple of weeks, they're just like, Jesus, this is great. Even yeah.
How long have you been in the new house?
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
7.
How long have you been in the new house?
But
7
or
8
8
months.
yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, quite a while now.
Nice.
Yeah.
So this gave you some time to decorate a little more then, huh?
Sort of, but Regan likes to get everything in store.
Yeah,
so
like it's hard to order like for some furniture. You don't want to order online because you got to go and see it and touch it. Is it cheap? You know, your idea, like it looks great on the line, but then you get it, it's terrible. So.
I get that.
What's your favorite room in the house, Regan?
Oh, geez.
What's your favorite room now?
In the house, the kitchen.
No.
This kitchen.
Lately, loving your other room.
Yeah.
Since he's had extra time, he's been gaming a bit now.
I game a little bit.
So he has his little gaming setup in the one room.
Okay, so you're doing that too in your spare time. So Regan, how much has this year sidelined any competitive careers? What was on the I know we spoke, you thought maybe you're gonna take the year off in 2020. What's the plan going forward? What do you think? What's gonna happen?
So it's crazy because there's so many unanswered questions as of now, like for the Olympia, like is it gonna go? Is it are they gonna change the rules, or you know, how does one qualify? Because as of right now, like I've got the 8 points from the Japan and Romania Pro from last year, post Olympia shows. Are they going to stand? Like right now, being in third position, does that get me to the Olympia, or are they going to be qualifying shows? So I would love to do the Olympia this year, and that was my goal. And I'm kind of just holding out on that. So right now I'm, trying to gain some size, staying in the gym, just trying to pack it on still. And then kind of just, if we know, okay, Olympia is going to be 16 weeks, let's go. But just kind of waiting for that go ahead from the top. And I don't know, what do you think? Is it going to be a go, or?
Jay?
I think it's going to happen, but we just don't know when, right? I mean, Vegas is pretty quiet right now, but you work with Dorian as your coach now, right?
Yeah.
How has that transition been? I mean, what are your expectations now? What have you learned from last year that you're going to now put forward? Is there anything that you learned? As we do more shows, we learn a little bit about our body each time, right? So what might you do differently that you didn't, you did differently last year?
Yeah, one thing for sure. I mean, I'm sure there's many things that the coach, Dorian wants to do. But one thing what did we do for going to the first show? About 3 weeks out or 4 weeks out, I did a guest posing. And where do you remember where it was?
Yeah, we were in Utah
guest pose. And we really liked the look we did there. We actually didn't make any adjustments really, just kind of ate normal. I think it was a Saturday, and I had my cheat meal was every Wednesday. And I felt like I looked great on the Saturday. And then 3 weeks, we were, for some reason, we cut the cheat meals. So every Wednesday we no longer had the reuptake of the food. Mm-hmm. And we feel like we didn't really progress much more in the last 3 weeks. So next time we're going to keep that every Wednesday and kind of just try to, instead of doing such a drastic, okay, now let's load up into the show, just kind of keeping it the same. I think less changes, the better, but.
And working
on it. Well, yeah, so working, that is the peak, pretty much trying to work on. And the peak is a hard thing. I remember, I think Jay said, you're always learning the peak. Like it's never a guarantee,
I never perfected it, Regan. That's the most disappointing thing for me is, Dave, you were there for so many Olympias that I looked amazing, like days out.
Day out.
And then I cut the water and cut the salt, and it just, my body needed water, it needed salt, and I think I never figured it out. So if you asked me if I ever reached my potential, I would say no. But people have a lot of comparisons to you and I. We came on at a young age. I think that you have a better advantage of me. You're definitely more savvy with the business side than I was at that age because, like I said, there was less available for me at the time. It was like you signed magazines and supplement deals, and you've created this brand for yourself. Okay, I know you work with a bunch of other brands too. Are you still out there trying to work with partnerships, or what's your goal? You trying to brand everything yourself, or, I mean, you've got pretty much everything covered, right? You do clothing, and I mean, you're doing all your ebooks and all that stuff. How successful is that for you at this point? Is it time consuming?
Yeah, the ebooks are a big part of it for sure. It's always nice to put out those for the people that are able to follow and, learn from what workouts I'm doing. And I pretty much put out the exact same workouts. I write them down, and then they're able to do them, which is cool. And then with the supplement brand, actually there's been some big news.
Let's spill the beans.
Yeah, here it is. These guys right here.
Oh, looks nice.
So
congratulations.
Thank you so much. Yeah, so I've teamed up with GAT Sport. And I'm really excited, for the future of that. And seems like they've been on top of the, supplements for a long time. So it should be a great partnership.
Yeah, that's big news, Regan.
Yeah.
Big step for you.
Thank you.
Well, especially right now, because everything that's going on, this is great that they must really want you, man.
Yeah. No, for sure. Yeah.
I mean, GAT's been around a minute. I mean, they've been around. They have a lot of products. I mean, they're worldwide. I mean, you know, how important is it for you to be a worldwide brand and be able to travel to a lot of these places? I know you guys have traveled before, but that's the expectation, right? Is to do more international and build the partnerships that way, which is unbelievable for your brand. I can tell you firsthand, like I traveled all over the world, and man, that international exposure is just unbelievable for your branding.
Yeah, that's what I'm excited for a lot, you know, is to get out there more, to get out to all the different countries. I think GAD is in about like 55 or more countries, I believe. So that's going to be an awesome experience to, you know, just see more people, you know, shake hands and you know, get to meet everybody. So, you know, it's different when you get to, you know, social media, we post things, but when you actually get to meet the people is the best.
Wow.
So those are those white bottles I've been seeing on your Instagram.
Yeah.
Oh, is he blocking the label? Just
Nitroflex, yeah. I did on YouTube, I just wrote pump on it.
Nah, he said he was testing some products. See, Dave, you don't pay attention to Instagram, but I've been watching
his... follows everybody, this guy. Unbelievable, yeah.
I pay attention to what Regan does. You know, I try to see what's up with him besides all his crazy videos. And, you know, one thing about you, you're entertaining, Regan. That's what I love about watching your stuff. You never know what's going to come of that, right?
I know, for sure. Thanks.
Wow. So what is the goal for you this year? I mean, obviously you want to do the Olympia.
Yeah.
How many, let me ask you this. Do you have a timeline in your head about, I'm telling myself, okay, I'm giving myself 3 or 5 years to win the Olympia. Do you have a timeline or?
Well, I wanted, Jay, when was your placings like in your age? Because you were 20.
I was 27 the first time I got second, bro. So you got a minute, but I was 25 the first year I competed.
Oh man,
but I was second to last the first time, Regan. 15 out of 60, 14 out of 15, I think. But did you? What shows, like, you look at Arnold Classic? What do you think of, like, if you look at titles? You're an Arnold Classic winner, amateur, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know, I won Arnold's, and I had to use that stepping stone in order before, because I couldn't win Olympia because Ronnie Coleman was in my way, right? But you're looking at these guys on the Olympia stage, and do you compare yourself to certain guys? And you've competed against a lot of these guys that are on the Olympia stage right now.
Yeah.
Like, are you still just trying to be like, okay, at this age, I want to be right there knocking at the door? Or do you look at it as like, I'm waiting for my time? Because I didn't win until I was 33. I was great at 25, 26, 27, but I expected to win a lot sooner. I didn't want to be bodybuilding past 30, Regan. You know?
That's right.
That's crazy. Jeez. Yeah. I mean, I guess seeing competing this year against Cedric, who where does he place? Around 7 to 9, I think, or 5 to 9, around there.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that was the most shocking and eye-opening thing for me this year was, standing next to him and being like, geez, like I just got to go back to work and make progress. I know year to year I can add, 5 pounds, 10 pounds of muscle, and I just got to do that again over a couple more years and hope everything, can fall into place. But I think this year, if I went to the Olympia, my goal would be to get inside the top 10 and then go from there. I would be really happy, if I got in within the top 10 in my first year. It would be.
How much did you weigh at your last contest, Regan? Because you look great.
So I was 250 in Romania, and then I was 250, 255 in Japan. I was a little fuller, but yeah.
Okay.
I think next time I could be about 260 with this time off, and I've been able to grow and put some size on.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's funny. Back in my day, we used to qualify by top 10.
Yeah.
So used to be. So the year I got 8th in 2000, I was able to go back and compete in 2001. Because the top 10 qualified. Because there weren't as many shows then, Regan, to qualify, right?
Right.
I mean, there was no international.
The Olympia would get to come back. So you would do the Olympia and not compete all year that year?
I didn't compete. I mean, I went on the tour after 2000. I got second to Ronnie, so I guess that would have qualified me if I didn't qualify by the top 10. And I sat out and I went into 01, and that's when controversially I lost to Coleman. I got second. And that's when I kind of I solidified that placing, and I kind of never looked back from there. And I had a lengthy career, and people were inspired by my story. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people follow you, people migrate to the younger personalities. But I think by putting out your social and, your whole lifestyle, and Victoria, you're a big part of this too, is, you have to show your personality. And I'll train. If you watch my training videos, they were like very to the point. And Dave knows, because he was alongside from 2001 forward. And, I had a lot of tunnel vision, but I had a great team around me in that structure. So you mentioned earlier in the interview, like how much it means, like having the system, like you got the gym, and didn't you just move the gym, or were you going to?
We move at the end of June. So such a weird time right now. It's like you're moving, but you can't open, it's weird. But yeah, we move end of June, the gym. So I'm in the process of that right now.
And is it a bigger space or smaller space?
It's a little bit of a smaller space, but more just like straight open gym. Whereas the gym we have right now is about 14,000 square feet. So it's a large gym, but there's like 5,000 is change room. So it's a very, so this next one, it's about 4,000 square feet, but it's just straight gym. So it's going to be a little bit more of a private facility, probably going to cap the members, and upgrade all the equipment, and it's going to be, I'm excited for it.
Oh.
And you guys do personal training there? Do you offer any personal training?
Yeah, at the gym I think we have about 6 or 7 trainers there that they all train people, and they do classes, and we have actually a chiropractor there who that's a huge thing for me, and like a therapist where I get the work done after the workout. Right, it's right there, so I don't have to like go anywhere. So, yeah.
Do you have people asking you for help either with coaching or training or anything like that? Do you have time for that or no?
I don't do a lot of coaching. I do a little bit here and there, but I probably less than 5, to be honest.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Like friends and just a couple.
Some lucky 5s.
Regan, when you finish your career, what's your legacy? Do you want to be the best Canadian pro that's come out of Canada? Because that's always like one of those challenges, right? I never felt the Canadians got a fair share with the IFBB as much as some, they expected sometimes. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I just want to, try to inspire other people to lay out their, go for their dream. And, I was able to, get to where I am, and we're just getting started, I feel like. So I would just want to keep going and, inspire other people, and hopefully that, that's remembered, and that they can achieve their dream as well, pretty much.
And you're also promoting a show up there, right, Regan?
Yeah, the Grimes Classic. So it was going to be
this weekend.
Tomorrow.
Yeah,
so.
Postponed or canceled?
Canceled for now. So I think it'll be next year. Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's how a lot of the shows have gone this year. I had pushed everything that I had. I had one in Vegas a few weeks ago that got postponed. We're looking at July, but we're not even sure if that's going to happen at this point.
So hard to know. Hopefully everything's, another month. Hopefully things get back to normal.
Before all this happened, did you have any plan of coming back to California or travel to the U.S. In the near future, or?
Yeah, when they open the borders back up, we'll come over there. And
I know. So you didn't want to come back, but at some point.
Oh, for sure. Like come back to train and visit and.
Nice.
Yeah. I do love it there. I mean, the weather, everything. It's a good time. It's fun.
Yeah, we like to have you. So.
Yeah, thanks.
Well, hopefully we're going to be able to catch up to you. I'm sure. I can't wait to see you release your schedule for all these GAT appearances, and hopefully we'll get the team up and get a workout in or whatever. So Regan, I'm excited to see where GAT brings you. I'm sure we'll be at a lot of places. I'm sure FIBO maybe would be one of our other trips, and hopefully we can get some training in. And congratulations on a huge deal, man. It's going to be really great for you guys and great for the industry, and you know, bring you bigger things in the end of 20 and 21, man. We're excited.
Thanks, Jay. Jeez.
Regan, thank you so much for coming on the show. Victoria, you as well. And Regan, next time you come to Cali, you need to hit me up, but not the day before you leave. How's that? This guy.
Anything else you guys want to say to maybe the viewers, and mention your YouTube channel? I know a lot of people can follow you there. Your Instagram, anything else? Your TikTok? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I got to get on the TikTok game, but yeah, I mean, I think people know, you know, Regan Grimes on Instagram, and it's same thing on YouTube, Regan Grimes. But yeah, I just want to say thanks a lot, guys, for, you know, having me on here, and, you know, thanks for everyone tuning in and watching the video. And yeah, I'm excited for the future. So, yeah.
Are you watching Jaytv every day? Is my question to you.
Yes.
Yes. Love it.
Listen,
Awesome.
come on. Let's go.
That's awesome. Regan, thank you so much for being on the show. Champ, as usual, thanks for doing this with us. And then we will be back soon with another Muscle Beach TV interview on Jaytv. And we're out, guys.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.